Right. Good afternoon. Good morning. I'm sorry. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to beautiful War Memorial Stadium for today's game. My name is David Davenport. I will be play-by-play. I'm kind of going to be a jack of all trades guy today. I'll be the play-by-play guy. I'll be your producer, engineer, camera operator, you name it. I'm just not running the scoreboard at the stadium or being PA guy. We have other guys to do that. All right, so today's game one is going to start a little early, so hopefully you've got the word and been able to join us early. That game is going to go about 11:30 for first pitch. That's what we're going to look at. So let's go ahead and give you how the builders are going to line up in the outfield, on the field to start with. Going from left to right, we have Matt Phoebus, Nate Yeary, and Jeff Winslow. Round third to first is Edwards, Weston, Riggs, and Johnson at first. Nick Redmond, the NSAC pitcher of the week from last week, is on the mound. He's 5-0 this season so far with a .61 ERA. That's right, a sub-1 ERA. And that's the first pitch there is a strike. And then catching we have Caleb Russell. Foul tip, strike two. This is A.J. Scott. He's the DH for Grace. And a big old swing for strike three in the first out of the game.
The second baseman, number 2, Alex Monomo.
Hang on one second. Now up is Alex Bonema. He's also their second baseman. That first pitch to him was a strike. Followed up by a ball. So like I said, Nick Redmond, he's been on fire so far. He's 5-0 this season in his 5 starts. He's made one other appearance, and that was actually, and there's a strike. That was actually Wednesday. He came in, actually got a save. He threw the last three outs. There's strike 3, got him looking. So that's 2 quick outs for the visiting Grace Christian Tigers, which brings to the plate the left fielder, Dylan Thomas. He's wearing number 10 today. But, yeah, Nick Redmond, he has one save. He picked that up on Wednesday, throwing the last 3 outs against Paul D. Camp Community College in that very interesting game. Hope you were able to join us and catch that. There's a big swing for strike 1. So batters are only hitting 139 against Redmond. That's way outside for a ball. Redmond is definitely a get the ball and go kind of guy. He likes to move. He likes to play. He likes to pitch at a good pace. Ball 3. That pitch looked pretty good, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see how this ump calls this game. There's a high pop. It's going to be out of play. It hits the top of the press, not top of the press box, but it hits the top of the overhang over the first base bleachers. There's some solid contact. So the count is still full. I don't know how I ended up with 4 balls, but it's 3 balls, 2 strikes. And here's the payoff pitch. And it's a high fly ball. Back out of play over the press box behind me. And there's a base hit down the left field line. That ball's fair. Bounces 2 hops the wall. So Dylan Thomas got him a little 2-out double. Next up is a shortstop, Eric Whiting, their cleanup hitter, as Caleb is going to go out to the mound and talk to Nick Redmond's pitching to Eric Whiting with a runner on second. Here's the pitch. Swing is through. Cannot talk already. Swings through that one. It's actually a pretty calm day. It's probably the first. There's a little high for ball one. It's probably the first day that there hasn't been a whole lot of wind. It's gonna affect the flight of the ball. On Wednesday, it was a pretty strong wind from left field pole to right field pole. Today, there's very little wind. The flags in the outfielder are soft. There's a foul ball down the third base line for strike 2. And the pennants kind of that surround the roof of the overhang over the stands are pretty limp as well. It is a cold day, though. As you're watching, you see the guys on the field. Some of them got sleeves, some don't. Most of the coaches and players not in the game are wearing a coat, something to keep them warm. There's another pop down the right field line. Foul out of play right over the first base dugout. So we're still 1-2 is the count. Redmond sets the lefty. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and that'll do it. So, for the top of the first, 1 hit, no runs, no errors, and we'll be back after this message.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom, and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII.
All right, welcome back. So, that was a nice and easy top of the first for the Builders. So let's look at how Grace lines up across the outfield from left to right. You have Dylan Thomas, Josh Egberts, and Jaden Schoenman. And then on the infield, you have Willis at third, Whiting at short, Bonema at second, DeVries at first. Pitching is Satalo, and catching is Tyler Thomas. So first up is Riggs Ellis for the Builders, the second baseman. And he gets drilled on the first pitch. I'm not going to say that's exactly how the last game started. However, in the game against Paul DeCamp, Riggs did get hit by a pitch on the first at-bat. So that brings up Camden Weston, the shortstop. So Iwan Satalo is the pitcher. He's only had one other outing, and that was a loss. There's a ball that runs a count 1-1. And in that one outing, he only threw 4 innings and gave up 11 hits. So he currently has an ERA of 13.15, but again, that's kind of skewed just a little because he's only thrown once. So there's strike 2. Riggs takes his lead, and Riggs goes. And it's a hit and run. It's a base hit into left, right center field. We're going to end up with runners at the corner here, first and third, nobody out. And the Builders are threatening.
The catcher, number 9, Caleb
So that brings up Caleb Russell, the catcher. Him and Harmon have kind of, the next batter, kind of split the catching duties this season so far, almost 50-50, seeing as we've played a lot of doubleheaders so far. So runners on the corners. First pitch is driven in through the hole between the shortstop and the third baseman, and that'll bring in the Builders' first run of the game. So that'll bring up Hunter Johnson, the first baseman, number 21. Hunter's a freshman. A lot of the, I'll try to point it out throughout the game, but the Builders seem to have a lot of younger players this season. And that's inside. Hunter's one of them. He's a freshman. Redmond, the pitcher, is also a freshman. There's a shot. Drops in front of the right fielder. That'll load him up. So the bases are now loaded with no outs. And that brings Jeremy Harmon, the DH, to the plate. Infield's probably going to come in. Nope, the infielders, the corners have come in. The first and third basemen have shifted in. They're going to play tight. Second and short, they're playing normal depth. And And there's ball one. The Builders have done a great job of striking first this season. Wednesday's game, they struck first, put up 4 in the first inning, and then put up 2 in the second and 2 in the third to get up 8-0 pretty quick on Paul DeCamp. And they needed, and there's a long foul ball down towards Walker's vehicle. He thought his car was safe. Little did he know Harmon was going to attempt to put one out there. Did not get there. But they put up 8 runs in those first 3 innings, and there's another ball, high. And then Paul DeCamp kind of chiseled and kind of just fought their way back. And the Builders eventually put up 3 more runs and won that game 11-8. So there's a walk. So the Builders have now got their second run, and here comes the coach. The coach is going to come on out. And have a quick little chat at the mound. So Sotalo's thrown 13. Sorry, I'm trying to look at the stats. But I feel like 13 pitches isn't quite right. All right, so now steps in the right fielder, Jeff Winslow, wearing number 5. Again, bases loaded, no outs, so the Builders obviously have a great opportunity here to put some more runs up on the board. Here's the pitch, and that's over his head as he ducks for ball 2. Not a very hard pitch, only 64 miles an hour. That ball was fouled out of play. I'll take the count to 2-1. On Winslow, and here's the pitch, and he pokes that one into right field between the first and second baseman to score a run. So there's the Builders' 4th hit of the day and 3rd run of this inning. Now up is the 3rd baseman, Nolan Edwards. Nolan's a sophomore out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. He got to go home last weekend and playing some games down there. There's a strike. Here's a wind up the pitch, and it's high pop in between the catcher. He slides, but he did not make the play. Great effort on the catcher's part. So there's strike 2. There's the pitch. And that ball's belted to deep center over the center fielder's head. And we in trouble as Harmon really held on that play. That could have been a little dangerous because Harmon held up pretty good, which made Jeff Winslow almost to the point where he's like, I'm in trouble. He didn't know where to go. So that brings up Matt Phoebus, number 8, the left fielder. First pitch was a strike. Here's the second pitch, and he hits that in the hole between short and third. One run is in. Here comes the second one. Relay did not get made home as Matt has a 2-run RBI single.
The center fielder number 0, Nate Yeary.
So that brings up Nate Yeary to the plate. He is in center today, wearing number 0. He's a freshman also out of Cortland, Virginia, Southampton County High School. As Matt gets his small lead. Yeary looks at ball 1. Pitch high. Ball 2. Not exactly sure. Of course, I have a bird's eye view of that, and I'm a little off. I'm not directly centered, but that one looked close enough to call. There's ball. Okay, there's a strike on the outside corner. Matt takes his lead. Here's the pitch. And there's a soft bouncer to short. Steps on second. Relay to first, nowhere near in time. But that is one out. Which that takes us back to the top of the order. Riggs Ellis is back up to bat this inning. He started off this inning with getting plucked by a pitch right on the 1, probably, of his jersey on his back. So now he gets to look at his first pitch, and he hits that in between short and third. And the left fielder didn't pick it up cleanly. The runners are now at the corners again. As the Builders have now got their 7th hit of the ball game. Riggs saw the fun everyone behind him had hitting the ball. He wanted some of that action. Catcher steps out in front of the plate, gives a few signals to the infielders for what to do if it's a double steal situation. Riggs takes his lead. Yeary is his lead at third. The pitch. High pop. High pop into that right field, shallow right field area. Caught by the second baseman for the second out. So that brings up the catcher, Caleb Russell. He had an RBI base hit in his first at bat. Again, the catcher signals for some double steal, should the Builders decide they want to do that. The pitch is inside, ball 1. There's a high fly to left. Left fielder camps under it, squeezes it for the third out of the inning, and that'll do it for the Builders. So the Builders on their half of the first inning had 7 hits. That allowed them to plate 7 total runs on no errors. So with all that being said, we'll be back here in a few moments here on Builders Stream YouTube.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom, and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII.
All right, welcome back. So, as we start the second inning, Redmond is still on the mound. Obviously, he threw 20 pitches in the first inning. And he is looking at Carter Willis, the third baseman. That ball's inside. Carter's a sophomore out of Howell, Michigan. Grace Christian is a small, I'll say small. I could be lying there. I don't know. They're a Christian school out of Michigan. So these guys get to enjoy some spring weather here in Virginia. And there's a hard hit ball to the left fielder. He snags that for the first out. But yeah, they could enjoy some nice warm 40-ish degree spring weather for them, right? They're from Michigan. All right, there's a high fly ball to center field. And Yuri's got that one for out number 2. Tell you what, Redmond is being very efficient today. He also, I've brought this up, I think before when he's pitched, that he's very, I'm not going to say he's a fast pitcher, but he doesn't waste a whole lot of time with the batters at the plate either. So now it's Tyler Thomas, the catcher. There's pitch 1, high for ball 1. You know, Caleb throws it back. He gets the sign, and Redmond's ready to go, you know. So Redmond stepped off. And the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 1. The radar gun said 80. It looks slower than that. And the next pitch is high, ball 2. So brings the count to 2-1. Big old swing and a miss for strike 2. And he gets him looking for strike 3. Oh, So that'll do it for the top half of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors. The Tigers went 1-2-3 in that inning, and we'll be back with more Builder Baseball.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom, and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII.
Welcome back. So, just to take a little look at Grace's first inning as the catcher comes out for the last 2 or 3 pitches, warm-up pitches. So, it went through 31 total pitches, 13 for strikes. So, that's a 50.581 strike percentage. He faced 12 batters in that first inning. So that brings up the first baseman, Hunter Johnson. He steps in to face Atala. Gets the sign, looks in. Here's the pitch. That's inside for ball 1. And he ropes that right field. That ball is fair. It's down to the corner. Hunter digs for 2, and he legs out a double out of that easily.
The right fielder, Jet Winslow. The third baseman, Nolan Edwards. For the Builders in the second, no runs off, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We're 2 complete, 7-0 Apprentice School.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom, and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII.
sorry guys. I had to, I'm also a father, so sometimes when the kids call, you kind of got to take care of that. So I know I missed a whole half inning basically of the Builders batting, and we're now 2 balls, 2 strikes here. Against AJ Scott, the top of the lineup. He fouls that one straight back. He's had a couple good cuts so far at this at bat. That long foul ball down the left field line that hit the new picnic area out there. Like I said at the open of the broadcast, this beautiful War Memorial Stadium. It's an older ballpark. It's got the wooden bleachers. There's a strike 3. We'll talk about some of that after this. So the top of the third. Also went 1-2-3 again. And we'll be back on Builder Stream YouTube.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom, and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII.
All right, after the first inning where the Builders brought 12 batters to the plate, they brought very few in the bottom of the second. So now up is Matt Phoebus. He had a 2-run single. He had a single in the first inning, which plated 2 of the Builders' 7 runs. As he steps in, there's the first pitch. Grounded to the third baseman, over to the first baseman for the out. So that'll bring up Nate Yeary, the center fielder. As he had an unsuccessful first at bat. There's a strike. Yeah, so War Memorial Stadium, it's an older stadium, wooden bleachers. It has a nice overhang to protect you from the elements if it's raining, which we expect some rain later today. There's strike 2. It's owned by the city of Hampton. They've done a great job of updating the infield. The infield is an all artificial turf infield. And then the outfield is still grass. There's a ball low. But over the last few years, they've added some extra concessions out down the left field line. They've added indoor batting cages down that line. And then on top of the batting cages is a nice little picnic area for people to come out and enjoy some baseball. There's a foul ball down the left field line. Hit the light pole, actually, and bounced back into the field of play. So the Apprentice School shares this facility. And like I said, it's owned by the city of Hampton. We, the Apprentice School, rent it out for our baseball season. And then in turn, there's a pitch high and outside for ball 2. So in turn, the Peninsula Pilots play here of the Coastal Plains League. They're a wooden bat developmental college league over the summer. Ball 3 outside. So if you live in the area, come on out. Check us out, obviously, definitely. We'd enjoy the support. Enjoy all the support we can get out here for these guys. Put in so much time out here on the ball field as well as in the classroom. And there's a line drive between third and short. And Yuri gets himself a base hit. That brings up Riggs Ellis. So he's 1 for 1 today. And got hit by pitch. We got to, give him credit for that one. Because he took that one good, right? Pick off, throw back, and the first baseman does actually drop it. So Yuri takes his lead, as you saw. It's right before we went back to the pitcher. And he goes. And he's safe. I think the throw may have been there before him, but I don't think the tag would have been applied on time anyway. That's my personal opinion. I am not an umpire. And I'm just going off of my view from up here. However, the second baseman helped us and didn't hold on to the ball anyway. There's ball 1. Foul tip back to the screen for strike 2. Riggs is actually one of the veterans of the team. He's a junior. Oh, he got caught looking for out number 2. So that'll send Riggs back to the dugout. And I'll bring up sophomore Camden Weston out of Chester, Virginia. He's a welder here at the Apprentice School. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 1. Apprentice School is not a typical 4-year college. It's in essence, it's actually a 4-year apprenticeship and a trade school. That ball's fouled out of play over down the right first baseline. Right, so 4-year apprenticeship. These guys are all employees at Newport News Shipbuilding, so they all work hard. And then since they love baseball so much, they come out here and play hard. So they spend 40 hours a week doing a trade. Like Weston, like I said, he's a welder. Yuri on second. He's a pipe fitter. Where they work on carriers and submarines. And there's ball 3 high. So these guys have a lot of their time occupied as it is. So, all right. So here's the pitch. Yuri fakes like he's going to go. It's in there for a strike. 3-2. That runs the count full. 3-2, 2 outs. Let's see if Yuri takes off on first movement of the pitcher. He doesn't. He holds, but that's a foul tip back to the screen. There's a high pop to center field, and that's caught by the center fielder. So the Builders were able to get one more hit. No runs, one hit, no errors, one man left on base. Here we are, getting ready to go to the top of the fourth. Stay with us here on Builder Stream YouTube for Builder Baseball.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom, and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII.
Welcome back. So as Nick Redmond takes his final couple warm-up tosses, as he's pitched through 3 innings, he's kind of well onto his pace of the 12 strikeouts I mentioned earlier. He's got, I just had it up, I'm sorry. So he's thrown 5 strikeouts already. 2 of those were looking. Given up 1 hit. He's thrown 44 pitches through 3. And that's popped straight up. And that's an easy play for Russell. So Russell took care of Alex Bonema on his bunt attempt pop fly. So that brings Dylan Thomas, the left fielder, to the plate. 1 for 1 today. Hit a base hit in the first inning. And he sees a ball 1. Here's Redmond. The pitch. Pop back towards me. Just to my right. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. One day it's going to get me. Maybe not me specifically. However, I'm sure it get one a little closer call than some of these. All right, so there's ball 2. And he bounces one to third. It's picked up over to Johnson. He stretches and makes the catch, and he's out. Thomas thought Johnson had pulled his foot off the bag. The umpire did not agree, so that'll bring the shortstop, Eric Whiting, to the plate. He's 0 for 1 today, struck out in his first at-bat. And he hits it into shallow right, and the second baseman is called off by Jeff Winslow. He makes the catch, and that'll do it. So no hits, no runs. Again, the Builders take Grace Christian Tigers 1, 2, 3 in the top of the 4th. So as we move to the bottom of the 3rd, you're watching Builder Baseball on.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina and I work for HII.
All right, welcome back, guys. So as we come to the bottom of the fourth inning here of this 7-inning affair, since we're going to play two, we'll do a 7-inning game and then a 7-inning game. Caleb Russell leads off the inning for the Builders. Caleb is 1 for 2 today, where he struck out. I'm sorry, he did not strike out. He had that RBI single in the first. And I think he popped out in the third, or in the second. He looks at ball one on the first pitch. There's a fly ball to left field. Left fielder gets under it. He calls for it, and he makes that catch for out number 1.
First baseman Hunter Johnson.
So that'll bring Hunter Johnson to the plate, the first baseman. The pipe fitter out of Chesapeake, Virginia, graduate of Western Branch High School. There's ball 1 low. He's currently our only Western Branch High School Bruin on the team. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a strike. So that runs the count even at 1-1. Pulls that down the line, foul. Someone from the Tigers dugout runs down the line to pick up the baseball. So that runs the count 1-2. And he gets him looking. For out number 2.
The designated hitter, Jeremy
So
Harmon.
that'll bring up Jeremy Harmon, the designated hitter. Satalo, the pitcher for Grace Christian, has kind of settled down after the first inning. I mean, there's a strike. Builders plated 7 runs in that inning on 7 hits, and since then they've managed 2 hits. So either, I guess you can look at this one of 2 ways. Either he's figured us out, or his command's gotten a little better and he's able to place the ball a little better than he was in that first inning. Harmon might have fouled that ball off his foot, the way he kind of hopped afterwards and came back to the plate limping a little bit. So that ball was high and inside for ball 2. So that'll run the count to 1-2. It's 0 for 1 with a sac fly. Now, he walked in the first inning. I'm sorry. He walked in a run in the first inning. This is ball 3, so we've now run the count full. 3-2, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Here's the pitch to Harmon. And he swings through that one big time for strike 3. So that's
In the bottom of the 4th for the Builders, no runs, no hits, no errors, none left on base. We head to the
there the Builders go. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1, 2, 3. Another quick, efficient inning after that struggle that was the first inning. So we'll be back here on Builders Stream YouTube and Builder Baseball after these messages.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
I am Fatima Medina and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina and I work for HII.
Welcome back. So the third baseman, Carter Willis, steps up to the plate now. He leads off the top of the fifth. As Redmond throws in a ball to the first batter. So far this game, the leadoff hitter has not fared very well of the inning, has not fared very well against Nick Redmond. They've all been sent back to the dugout. Foul tip backwards for strike one. So that runs count 1-1. I'm sorry, 2-1. Woo! That pitch looked good to me from up here. So there's 3-1 is the count. Redmond throws. Foul tip again. Big old swing. As Carter lost his balance on his follow through. Runs the count full. Payoff pitch. It's getting ready to come in from what is currently looks like the Builders ace, Nick Redmond. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike three, and there's out number one of this top half of the fifth inning. So that'll bring up the catcher, Tyler Thomas, number 16. Nick Redmond stands on the mound, gets his signs from the catcher, Russell. He's ready. Starts his windup. Here's the pitch. It's okay. It's a strike. I don't know why that just happened. It kind of looked low and inside to me. But again, I'm in a booth well above the field on the first base side. So probably not great viewpoint. Second pitch was also a strike. So runs the count to 0-2. Redmond's way ahead of the hitter. Which as a pitcher, that's where you want to be pitching from, is ahead. You can kind of throw something and hope they chase. Ball high. As Russell stood up to catch that one. Thomas is 0 for 1 today. And he got him looking. Strike three on the outside corner of the plate. So that'll bring up number 14, Josh Egberts, to the plate. 2 down, no one on. That ball's foul. Tipped over the screen, right below, a little bit below me to my right. There is some action in the Builder bullpen. Let me see. That ball Pitch was in for a ball. Judging by the delivery, it looks like that is Justin Bradshaw down there in the pen. And I say judging by the delivery because he has that unique sidearm delivery. So here's the windup, the pitch, and it is. I went to the wrong camera. It was popped up into foul ground, and it was taken care of by Caleb Russell, the catcher. So that brings us to the bottom of the fifth. The Grace Christian Tigers went 1, 2, 3 again. So that leaves the Builders still leading 7-0 here on Builders Stream YouTube. You're watching Builder Baseball.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom, and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII.
As we come back, we come to the bottom of the fifth here. Iwan Satalo is still on the mound. He's really settled down after that large first inning that the Builders were able to put up. And leading off this inning for the Builders is number 5, the right fielder, Jeff Winslow. He's 1 for 2 today with an RBI. So, well, I don't want to say with this pitch, but there's a bouncer to third, scooped up, fired over to first. He got him, says the umpire. That was a very bang play. So I can now officially say this is the longest outing of the season for Iwan. You know, because I mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, he pitched 4 innings earlier this year. So that brings Nolan Edwards, the third baseman, to the plate. He sees strike 1. There's a windup. And that ball's way outside. That pitch was well into the left-handed batter box. Run to count to 1-1. That pitch looked pretty good for strike 2. And wind up. Pitch, he kind of fights that one away down the right field line into right field. So there's a base hit, the 10th base hit of the day for the Builders, putting Nolan Edwards on first. It's about 51 degrees outside right now. We have a chance for some rain possibly a little later today. Actually, it looks like it kind of goes away until much later today. So I know that's why we moved it up. There was a potential for some rain, and we wanted to kind of get these games in before the rain came. First pitch was a strike. And the second pitch was a strike. So Matt Phoebus is quickly down 0-2 with a runner on first and nobody out. There's the pitch. Low and outside. Was that slow 64-mile-an-hour pitch? So Matt Phoebus is 1 for 2 today with 2 RBIs. Here's windup. Low. Good block by the catcher, Tyler Thomas, as that ball kind of skipped into the dirt. Edwards takes his lead at first. That pitch is fought off as it's hit out of play over the first base dugout. Here comes a pitch. High. Ball 3. So Matt started the at-bat with 2 quick strikes and then has battled back to pull the count full. 3-2. Theoretical payoff pitch is a hard hit ball to center. Drifting back as a center fielder, he makes a grab as Nolan scampers back to first. So there's the second out of the inning for the Builders. And that brings up the center fielder, Nate Yeary. He's getting ready to see if he can give the Builders any kind of insurance. I mean, I know it's a 7-0 lead right now, but, you know, like I said, what I saw Wednesday, I saw a lead evaporate, so it's always possible. So there's a first strike on Yeary. Here's the pitch. High and outside for ball 1. Now, don't get me wrong. From what I've seen so far, I don't think Grace Christian has the same athletes. And here's the pitch. Hard hit to the second baseman. Flipped as the shortstop on that 4-6 put out. So there's the end of the 5th inning. The Builders had no more runs on 1 hit. 1 man left. The Builders take their 7-0 lead into the top of the 6th inning here on Builders Stream YouTube.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom, and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII.
So the Builders do have a new pitcher It is Justin Bradshaw, like I mentioned in the last half inning, or the last time the Builders were on the field. So that means that sorry guys. Nick Redmond, he threw 5 full innings. He threw 64 pitches, 21 of those were first strikes. He faced 16 batters. And he had 7 total strikeouts, 3 of which were looking. So here's the first batter that Bradshaw will face. It is number 26, Sam DeVries. And there's a foul over the first base dugout. So he's quickly down 0-2. Bradshaw's got him we'll say kind of where he wants him. Next pitch was outside for ball 1. And a swing and a miss for strike 3 for the first out of this inning. And again, the Grace Christian has yet to put their leadoff batter on base this game. Bill Bradshaw pitches a little slower pace, I feel, than Redmond does, but that's okay. Here's the pitch. Strike 1. That's 5 pitches for Bradshaw. 4 of them are strikes. Strike 2. And 0-2 pitch. Strike 3. Got him looking. There, 2 up, 2 down so far here in the top of the 6th inning. So that brings the DH, A.J. Scott, to the plate. For his first look at Bradshaw, obviously. Scott is 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts. That first pitch was a ball. There's a ball high. It's got to be high because it looked pretty good. Bradshaw winds, and that ball was roped down the left field line, but it is, I should look at what camera I was on before I switch it, but it was a foul ball for strike 1. So that's just a long strike, right? Right. Here's the pitch. Pop back up. Out of play for strike 2. So that runs the count even, 2-2. Bradshaw's looking to end inning quickly. He did not. The count is now full. And the payoff pitch is fouled off himself. Not exactly sure where A.J. caught that, but I do know that A.J. did foul the ball off of his body somewhere. That never feels good. You know, if you watch Major League Baseball, they're all padded up and for that exact reason. And there's ball 4 outside. Unfortunately, he draws that walk. So there's a base runner for the first time in a while. Really kind of almost for either team. I know the Builders have had one, I think, almost every inning, but here's the pitch. Strike one. Let's get a look at that lead. It's a pretty good lead over there at first. As Bradshaw's ready, here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike two. So the second baseman, Alex Bonhama, is at the plate. He's looking at an 0-2 count with 2 outs and a runner on first. And he takes the next pitch outside. So again, 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike three. As the Builders end, we'll call it a threat. So the Tigers, through the 6th inning there, had no hits, no runs, no errors. It's still 7-0 here at War Memorial Stadium. Stay with us for the bottom of the 6th right after this on Builders Stream YouTube. This is Builder Baseball.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom, and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII.
First pitch to Riggs. Ellis was fouled off for a strike. And I'm sorry, guys. We came back and I forgot to turn my mic on. So I just talked for fun. So there's a ball. So what I was saying when no one was listening was that Satalo threw 82 pitches, 31 of those were for strikes. He faced 27 batters. There's a high bounce back to the pitcher, fields it, spins, throws, and he gets Riggs for the first out. And in all reality, outside of the first inning, Satalo did a really good job. I mean, yeah, the Builders had a few more hits here and there, and his pitch count did get up there, but I mean, he gave up 7 runs on 7 hits in the first inning alone. So here's the pitch. There's the first strike to the shortstop, Camden Weston. And that ball bounced up as well. So I feel like it's been like 5 pitches and 2 of them have bounced up there. Wow, that's exactly what it's been. 5 pitches. A little stat tracker I have up here with my phone. It updates kind of at the end of every batter. There's another one that bounced up. So Blake Johnson has thrown 6 pitches. 3 of those have bounced in front of the plate. The other 3 were strikes. There's ball 3 on Camden. So that runs the count to 3-1 with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And there's strike 2. Run the count full. Camden wants to see all the pitches he can. All right, so wind up the pitch. Here it comes. And that's ball 4. So Camden will take his base. And that will bring up the catcher, Caleb Russell. Caleb is 1 for 3 today with an RBI. Builders' bats have really, I'm not going to say gone cold, but got quiet after the first inning. So Riggs takes his lead over at first, secondary, and that's strike 1. So Blake Johnson is a 5'10" freshman. He is the new pitcher. So he's got a 1-1 count to Caleb, and it's a foul tip. It's actually, from up here, it's kind of hard to see. I didn't hear it hit the bat. And it wasn't quite sure if he actually went all the way. So I don't know if that did hit the bat or if it hit him, but the ref called it a strike because he swung. Ref, ump. All right, the 1-2 pitch. And that was a hard hit fly ball to right field where the right fielder got under it and made the catch. For the second out. So that brings Hunter Johnson to the plate again. He's 2 for 3 today with a strikeout. And he scored a run in the first inning. So here he is looking at 2 outs and Riggs on first here in the bottom of the 6th. And there was ball 1. The kick and way outside, high and outside for ball 2. Riggs has his lead. Outside ball 3. So that runs the count 3-0. Johnson really has not seen a pitch worth swinging at yet. The Builders, they can come up and they like to swing, but they're also very patient. There's a strike on the outside part of the plate. They do a really good job of knowing when the pitcher's throwing strikes and when they can, in essence, kind of free swing away because the ball's going to be in the strike zone, and knowing when they're really missing. And there's ball 4. Which puts runners at first and second for Jeremy Harmon, the DH. So, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. The pitch is high. No real threat to. I mean, obviously they're gonna. The Builders are gonna try to score runs, but they're not gonna push the issue. They're not gonna be stealing or anything like that. So. Inside, ball 2. So Blake spun before that last pitch to pretend to fire to second. I think they counted that as a step off, which in the new college rules, you can only step off once per at bat. There's ball 3. So the count is run again to 3-0. Harmon stands in. He's got his sign. See if he'll be taking all the way. He was for ball 4 to load up the bases. And that'll bring Jeff Winslow to the plate, the right fielder. He's 1 for 3 today with an RBI. And it'll also get us a visit to the mound by the coach. There is no one throwing in the bullpen. So this is Blake's inning. Like, there's no one moving to throw in the bullpen down there. So it's Blake's inning. It's his to figure out. Like I said earlier, he is a freshman. So the coach is probably just out here saying, hey, man, throw strikes. No need to try to aim the ball. Just rear back and play catch with the catcher. Let your defense do the work. You throw strikes, they put it in play. Let our defense run under it and catch it. Let our defense scoop it and make the play at the appropriate base, right? So that brings up Jeff Winslow, the right fielder, number 5. Jet. I'm sorry, I've been calling him Jeff all day, I think. It's Jet Winslow. He's a freshman. He's an electrician out of Hertford, North Carolina. And he looked at ball 1. I'm sorry, I've not been keeping the outs up to date appropriately. Hey, Jet. It's a little close for comfort. That ball was fouled straight back and actually hit the press box right below me. Next week, when our good friend Walker gets back in the booth, that would have been right at him. Would have been right at his seat where he sits and calls the games from. I stand a little farther to the left. Maybe I jinxed myself earlier. I don't know. All right, so Jets 2-1 pitch is coming, and that ball skipped right in front of the plate. Maybe that's a little bit of a better perk of the field turf infield with the little black pellets. I can see those pop up pretty easily. All right, so the 3-1 pitch. Strike two. All right, count is full now. 3-2, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Is this going to be the last builder batter? I would confidently say for the game. No, it will not. As we walk in another run, Jet will get the RBI. And that will bring number 23, Nolan Edwards, to the plate. The third baseman, who is 2 for 3 today with 2 RBIs. And that first pitch is low and inside. The 1-0 count. And that is a high fly ball into left center. Looks like the left fielder's tracked it down. He did. He squeezes it for the 3rd out of the inning. So on 1-0 hits, 1 run, 3 left on base. We're heading to the final frame of this game, of Game 1, here on Builders Stream YouTube.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom, and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII.
Right. All right, here we are, the top of the 7th. Bradshaw's coming back after a very efficient 6th inning of work, as he will face the 3, 4, 5 hitters. So that puts Dylan Thomas, the left fielder, leading off the inning. If anyone is curious, the SEC basketball tournament is going on right now. Alabama, the top-seeded team in that tournament, is taking on Mississippi State right now. It's early on in the first half. They're about 2.5 minutes in. Bama is leading 7-0. So there's the first pitch. Not to Caleb. Caleb caught it. Strike 1 from Bradshaw. Ball outside. Strike 2. So as the Tigers are down to their last 3 outs of the game, Dylan is looking at a 1-2 count. And here's the 4th pitch of his at-bat, was a ball outside. Hunter over there chatting with the first base umpire. Here's the pitch. And that's a hard hit ball back up the middle to the center fielder. So Dylan gets the 2nd hit of the game for the Tigers. Dylan also gets the privilege of being the first leadoff batter to reach base for the Tigers in this Game 1 of our doubleheader. first pitch to Eric Whiting. The shortstop was a strike. It was Dylan over there at first takes his lead. Foul tip back. Kind of into the ground softly for strike 2. So that runs the count 0-2. Russell will walk the ball out to Bradshaw as Coach Scrolla came down and picked up the ball off the backstop and handed it back to the umpire. Bradshaw, the right-handed pitcher, looks back towards first. Lines, throws, strike 3. Got him looking for the first out of the game. I'm sorry, not of the game, of the inning. So that leaves the Tigers with 2 outs. And that brings Carter Willis to the plate, the third baseman. Check the lead of Dylan. The line, the pitch, and foul down the third base line. For strike 1. Bradshaw delivers outside, ball 1. Runs the count even 1-1 on that 70-mile-an-hour pitch. Bradshaw looks in for his signs, checks the runner, delivers, he goes. They had a little hit and run on, kept the double play from happening, but Edwards did a great job of scooping it up and getting it over to the first baseman, Johnson, for the out. So here we are, 2 outs, top of the 7th inning. Runner on second. Tigers are down to their final out. Wind up. Foul ball off the plate. This is Tyler Thomas, the catcher. That was ball 1. I think Caleb wanted to try to do a snap throw to second because my man has got a lead. I'll tell you what, Dylan is probably halfway to third base before the ball, well, I shouldn't say before the ball's thrown. But by the time Caleb Russell catches it, he's halfway to third base about. And he goes. Strike 3. It doesn't matter that he went. That'll do it. That'll do it for this game 1. The Builders 8. Tigers 0. So the Builders got their 8 runs on 10 hits, and no errors were committed by the Builders. Grace Christian had no runs on 2 hits, and they committed no errors. So that'll do it for game 1 here. Stick around as we get ready for game 2. I will end this stream, and we'll start a new one for the second game of this doubleheader. So, I'm David Davenport, and I will catch y'all in a little bit. But just thanks for listening, and thanks for watching Builder Baseball on Builder Stream YouTube.